March 23rd, 2007. That was the day when we were introduced to the vision of one writer, Kevin Munro. He is also the director of this underrated gem within TMNT's history, an animated gem simply called, well, TMNT. Even though Kevin Munro stated that he intended this film to be a loose legacy sequel to the 1990s live-action trilogy before, it's best to treat it like a standalone film in its own separate universe. TMNT 2007 was my very first real exposure to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in general. Even though I did watch snippets of the original 1990s live-action films before, they never did a good job at capturing my interest in the IP. This movie, however, did manage to get me intrigued in TMNT, and I am grateful that that was the case. Because I really do like this specific interpretation of the Turtles and the world that they inhabit, more than any other version I've seen afterwards, movie or cartoon. Now, obviously, nostalgia plays a small factor in this opinion of mine. The rest of that opinion comes from actually watching and studying the movie for what it is. TMNT 2007 has a certain specialty going for it, the type that has made me rewatch it numerous times and even speculate about what could have been in the future of this world. The art direction, the character designs, the world design, and the awesome film score. But the one thing that has always stood out to me was the characterizations of the titular protagonists because of the narrative execution about their internal struggle. And that struggle translates into the movie's theme. Never mind the big arcing narrative revolving around Max Winters, the Stone Generals, the 13 Ancient Monsters, and the Foot Clan. That's not where the specific sauce of this movie lies. That sauce lies within these teenagers. More specifically, in one of them. The opening narration establishes that these turtles have already defeated numerous threats in the past, including their arch nemesis, the Shredder. It may seem like crime in New York has settled down, when in reality, crime has only continued like it always does. And it has continued ever since one brother was sent away by the father, Leonardo. For little over a year, Leo has forged a brand new urban myth amongst the inhabitants of Central America.
I just remembered. I left this door on, and my wife, she hates that.
Get back here!
You're on nothing!
The ghost of the jungle.
Throughout his time in Central America, Leo convinced himself that this crusade he has created is the right way to continue going down for the time being, hence why he hasn't returned home by the time April O'Neil confronts him in the jungle.
Your training period ended a year ago, and Splinter says you don't write anymore.
Splinter sent me down here to become a better leader. I can't go back a failure. Besides, these people need me more than my brothers do.
Little does he understand that his distance away from his home has negatively impacted his family.
Your brothers need you, Leo. They're lost without you.
Splinter knew that the team could not function properly without a leader, a compass. And so, Splinter forbids his other sons from crime fighting until their elder brother would return.
Why'd you do this to yourself, Mikey? Those glory days are over. Forget about him. Get on with your life. Concentrate on your work. Well, I know that your rogue attitude has always been a source of contention to this team.
This team you speak of doesn't exist anymore.
It's crazy how much one single family member away from home can affect the status quo of an entire unit. It can be difficult to try to move on, knowing that a piece of yourself is no longer around you after spending years of your life doing so.
Whatever. This place used to be fun.
Donatello pursues a career in tech support, Miguel Angelo in party entertainment. Rafael, however, has not been able to move on. His frustration with his broken family just cannot let him rest, knowing that crime in New York City has not and cannot rest.
I would love to know what it is that you do that's so great. At least we're contributing around here. All you do is sleep all day.
Yeah, I do nothing. You're right. You got me all figured out.
Donnie, Mikey, and Raph going down these separate paths, it is all cope. It is their personal way to distract themselves from what they used to be. A thought that even Master Splinter must definitely be sharing as well, even though he portrays a calm and confident demeanor on the outside.
This home has become like an empty shell. Each of your brothers has strengths and weaknesses. You must learn to be strong when they are weak. If you don't learn to recognize this, then all hope is lost for our family.
April's words do end up having an effect on Leo after all, for he decides to return home after all this time.
I returned from my training, Master. I was so caught up in my own world, I forgot about everyone else. I'm sorry I failed.
On the contrary, my son, now you are much stronger. You owe me no apology, but perhaps you should talk to Raphael. Your absence has been particularly difficult for him, though he'll never admit it.
This family missing a leader is one thing. It is much heavier to have been missing a son and a brother above all. Although Donnie and Mikey are happy to see their oldest brother back, Raph's resentment doesn't let him open his heart. Raph has made the image of Leo making himself up to be an entitled, arrogant golden boy of the family, handpicked by their father to become the most important. It is very obvious what type of exact emotions Raph has within him to make up such mental image towards his brother. It is these emotions that make Raph impulsively head towards a construction site with Scandal. It is what makes him immediately jump into action, motivating Donnie and Mikey to follow along, while Leo hesitates at first. And what does Leo get in return because of this brash behavior? A lecture.
Leonardo, I am most disappointed in you.
I was counting on you to bring order to the chaos of this family.
We cannot return to the surface to fight evil if we continue to fight each other.
Raphael's childish demeanor is about to come back and bite him. Raphael continues his night watcher escapade one night. He listens in on the police radio, talking about a commotion going down at a local diner. Turns out it was one of those 13 monsters who was just trying to get a bite to eat. His actions are not appreciated though. The diner cook still refuses to thank him, for he only sees a threat in front of him.
Why does everyone got such a hard time believing I am a good guy? I just saved your life.
And Leo too. The chase is on. Both runners cause disturbances on the city's citizens on the roads. The chase continues onto the rooftops, making the night watcher run out of places to run. He'll have no other choice but to confront Leo, the one who's grown his carelessness.
I want you to know that I appreciate your intentions, but you can't change the world like this. So I'm gonna give you one chance to just walk away and stop this vigilante nonsense.
But Raph doesn't listen.
Time to teach you a lesson.
Every attack Raph throws at Leo is a testament to just how smarter and collected Leo has become because of his extended training. You can tell that he's holding back, compared to the unhinged bull Raph is being. Precisely the emotion that allows Leo to get the upper hand.
Funny thing about anger, let it consume you. Soon enough, lose sight of everything.
Even with his alter ego unmasked, Raphael still refuses to tell Leo exactly why he has hated his return.
You think the world revolves around you, don't you? That we couldn't possibly survive without the mighty and powerful Leonardo to guide us through our problems, huh? We got along just fine without you. And this qualifies as just fine? Risking the safety of our family? I mean, come on, what were you thinking?
Raph's pride is just too big for it to be destroyed by Leo's goodwill.
I was training to be a better leader for you. And whoever said I wanted to be led? You aren't ready. You're impatient and hot-tempered, and more importantly,
I'm better than you.
I'd have to disagree with you on that one.
No rational thinking sibling would ever escalate a mere vocal clash into a forced fight born from pettiness. Sadly, this fight had to happen. Only by going to the extreme was Raph ever going to wake up. Raph runs away from his brother, leaving Leo ripe for the taking. Raph deciding to run back to his brother is pointless. The damage had already been done.
is the matter?
The time for Raph hiding his raw thoughts are over. Raph's actions have given him no other choice but to finally spit them out.
I know why you chose him now. I know that there's a reason why he's the better son, and I'm not.
Raph's insecurity about his place in the family scared him so much that he felt the need to throw all that insecurity onto Leo in the form of rebellion. A brother whose distant efforts and time away from home were all meant for the betterment of his three younger brothers.
You are strong, passionate, and loyal to a fault. These are the merits of a great leader as well, but only when tempered with compassion and humility.
They took him.
And the time for hiding is over. We must return to the surface to take back what is ours.
Raph will now have the support of his two other brothers, Splinter, April, and Casey, but only him can make the situation right. He has allowed ego to fracture his brotherhood. Now he will have to rely on humility to heal it.
I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna rescue our brother, and then we're gonna save New York City.
And that he does.
You're gonna need these if you're gonna lead us out of here. I'm gonna need you too.
Look, I know that many people were frustrated that Donnie and Mikey were borderline neglected in this movie, but you know what? I like that.
Boo this man!
Now, hold on. I understand that TMNT has always revolved around the constant interaction between all four brothers. I get that. For this movie's intentions though, if you ask me, I don't think Donnie and Mikey being heavily involved would have benefited the rivalry subplot of Raph and Leo, because these two characters are ultimately the beating heart of the entire movie. Again, forget the larger arcing narrative about the stars of Kikan and the monsters and all that stuff. Raph and Leo are this movie. The clashing of two brothers. Two brothers who, although have major differences in their philosophies, cannot fight and live properly without the other. Leo and Raph being connected through family, through brotherhood, was always going to bring them back together in the end. Siblings banter. They argue. They insult one another. They offend one another. Even hate one another. But that doesn't mean that going to the extreme of causing enough fractures within the family structure is the way to go. By then, the damage could have grown into something beyond repair. Maintaining a brotherhood is to maintain a powerful and reliant support system. Siblings provide a helping hand, especially by the time when a parent is no longer around to provide that hand. In the end, you will still have each other.
We live together, train together, we fight together, we stand for good together. And there ain't no bad guy or monster gonna ever change that. That's what's important. And that's why we'll always be brothers.